Hello and welcome, I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and welcome to a sponsored video, sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. So I won't be saying naughty words, I'll be sort of, I don't know, smudging them with words like sugar puffs, or angel syrup, or dog flamange. Big shout out to Wizards of the Coast for helping out content creators like myself by selling us product. We have a box of Modern Horizons, which does sound like a soap opera, I would agree. I'm going to do some sealed with this with John the Baptist. We're going to do the whole box, obviously. We're going to do a sealed pull of 6 boosters each. So in today's video, I'm going to open 6 boosters now, show you what's in them, discuss the cards a little bit. Then I'll put a link in the description below, which you can scroll down to now if you want to a goldfish link of all the cards. And you can tell me what you would have built out of this, and then compare it to my final build. This comes out today, because you're watching it, but tomorrow, the gameplay of myself versus John the Baptist will be live on my channel. This box is provided completely free by Wizards of the Coast. I need to make sure that you're aware that it's completely free. I am not being given money to be positive about the set. If anything, I voiced my concerns in both the podcast with the Professor and in my video yesterday where I talked about the 5 cards that should have been in the puffin set. Without further ado, let's open some boosters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my sealed pool. Pack number 1. Okay, we've got a squirrel token. We've got art card 43 of 54, which is excavating anurid. The gloss, by the way. I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty dark on the camera. They're gloss. Might turn some light on in a moment. Okay, we've got Pyrophobia, Lancer Sliver, Quakefoot Cyclops, Bellowing Elk, Winter's Rest, Arz's Smoke Shaper, Windcaller Avon, Return from Extinction Prohibit, the Tree Folk, the Abominable One, the Dreadscape Sliver, the Lava Claw Sliver, an Astral Slide, hey, for Astral Drift, a beautiful foil exclude. Focus, camera, focus! I don't know if you can see that. Oh, look at that. That is a beauty. That is a beauty. And we've also got a full art Snow Mountain as well, which might be still the most playable of all of them. So it might be the one that actually holds a bit of the price. They are obviously being done by my boy Titus Lintner. He's smashed it with the the art. You can apparently, with color grading and like sort of the imagery in the background, if you lay them all out, you can see it like a curve of the earth where you can see each one in the background of the other. So that's a really cool way of doing it. This is a card that I'm really excited for to play in Constructed. I can't wait to play this in both Modern and Legacy on the channel, but I don't know if I'll play it in Limited. I guess it depends upon how much cycling I open and decent ETB value creatures as well. Pack number 2. We've got a Sarah emblem, which I guess we'll see very little play outside of Limited and Commander. We've got 31 of 54 Winds of Abandon, the new plowshares that has, it's 2 mana sorcery plowshares that has Overload. But these art cards are really nice, like really nice. I'm quite into it, more so than I thought I'd be. Noah Bradley rocking with the art there, of course. Then we've got Magmax, let's put a rare over there for a moment. Magmax Sinkhole, Bellowing Elk, Shelter, Twin Silk Spider, Garden Dragon Thingamabob. Doing this upside down, by the way, is quite hard. Then we've got Spring Bloom Druid, Eye Kite, Umazara's Charm, which seems like a solid limited card to be fair. The new Milling Snow Crab, it's Hedron Crab's Icier Colder Brother. The art on this is so sick as well. Ninja of the New Moon, Watcher for Tomorrow, which is a very cool way of creating card advantage. Secluded Step, a cycling land, Conifer Worm, and we've got the green, the forest snow land there, and we've got Plane Bound Compass, which is a body that has like a sneak attack for planeswalkers on it. Not going to be great in my limited pool, I would imagine, but it's still a 1/3 for 3. And if I have a planeswalker, I guess that's a... Well, you sack the planeswalker in end steps. I don't think this card is even remotely limited playable, but yeah, what can you do? Sometimes you open bombs, sometimes you open rares that you want to play in Constructed that you're never going to play in your limited pool. Never going to play. So Astral Slide at the moment could see play in my limited pool. The Plane Bound Accomplice almost certainly will not unless I'm struggling for bodies. Okay, we've got a 3-1 Trampling Haste Elemental token. This is made by the Red Force. By far the worst of the Force cycle in this set, by the way. And then we've got art card Arkham's Astro Lab. So it's something to do with Arkham Dex. I actually haven't seen this card yet, so I don't know what it does. Cool art though. Like an icy cabin with a forest in the background. These art cards are wicked. I'm really into it. I might try and get them all. Then we've got Trustworthy Scout, a mob, which seems like a very good removal spell, to be fair. A 5-mana black instant, convoke, destroy target creature, non-conditional. So I think this is probably a very good card in the limited format. We'll soon see, I guess. Thundering Herd. Is that a 4-mana sorcerer that just creates... Oh, it's got rebound. It's got rebound. Cool. Goblin Champion, Reprobation, Nature's Charm, Fairy Seer, Headless Spectre, Geomancer's Gambit, Munitions Expert, which is a very cool goblin. I think we'll see some constructed play, hopefully. Lesser Mastercore, Scale Guardian, Mist Syndicate Naga is our rare. This is Ninjutsu 3-mana 3-1 that when it does damage to a player, you create a copy of it. So it's a 3-1 that replicates itself over time. Obviously, you can get it through unblocked by attacking the creature they don't block and ninjutsu it in. We've got another rare, which is pretty cool. We got obviously our Snow-Covered Island. We've got Prohibit. So we're getting a lot of foil blue counter magic at the moment in our pool, which is interesting. Again, a very nice foil. Can you see that on the camera? We'll soon see if we end up playing any of that stuff in our actual deck, though. The Naga seems more than reasonable for limited. It's an X1. I don't know how much of the removal in the format kills X1s. So I don't know if it's a bit of a liability, but a 3-mana 3-1 that can copy itself and has ninjutsu is it's pretty good rate. Pretty good rate. Then we have our Elephant token. Then we have our Answered Prayers. Oh, yes. The 7 McKinnon art cards are where it's at. Look at that beautiful art. So, just, yeah. 7 McKinnon's art in this set is phenomenal and easily some of my favourite. We've got, what the fuck does that say? Oh, I said I swear. What on earth does that say? Goat Nap. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Tap that creature if it gains haste. It's plus 0. Okay, that's a treachery with upside. Okay. Soul Strike Technique. Elvish Fury. Answered Prayers. I've just got the art card for. Goblin War Party. Rhyme Tender. Amorphous Axe. Ransack the Lab. Smoke Shroud. Good old Nimble Mongoose. The goose is loose amongst the hoose. In Modern, just whether or not it's going to be good enough in a format where everyone's just killing you so quickly. Shadow Assumption, it's a Tron Killer. Blizzard Strix, which is kind of like... What does this do? Blizzard Strix is a 5-mana 3-2 that flickers things if you control another snow permanent. That seems pretty strong. A Lonely Sandbar for our Cycle Land. We've got a Swamp. We've got 4 out of the 5 snow-covered lands now. And then we've got Collected Conjuring, which is Collected Company, but for sorceries? Yes, for sorcery cards that cost 3 CMC or less. I don't think this card's going to see much play at all, but as someone on my Discord, as Ape on my Discord is obsessed with this shit, said, it does fetch Doomsday. So maybe you just Doomsday people off of this in Vintage and Legacy? Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Doubt I'm playing that in my limited pool, though. Okay, that's the second dud rare of the 4. Let's see what our next pack has for us. These packs being like premium gold is beautiful. Like, this looks like a premium set. Whether or not it should be a premium set to another matter. Okay, we've got a Spider with Reach. We've got an art token for, Endling, the black Morphling that's in this set. Again, all the art cards are a little bit on the dark side. Maybe they could have done with a little bit of contrast up on them. But the finish is gloss, by the way. You might be able to see that in the light there. So they do actually feel different to normal Magic cards, which is actually pretty cool. Okay. Story Address. Spring Bloom Druid, number 3, I think. Lava Dart's our first one. Ephemerate, which is a card I really want to play with. So hopefully I get to play with in a limited environment. I don't think this will be good enough for Constructed. But flickering our own dudes and dudettes for value seems good. Reckless Charge. Our first Diabolic Edict, which is an average removal spell in limited. It's still fine, I guess. An Unblockable Ninja. This seems to combo quite well with our rare over here. So that seems like an obvious thing to play. Cave of Temptation. We've got What Eye Witch. So it's like it scries when creatures die, and it's on a 3/2, so that seems pretty solid and limited. We've got Vesperlark, which is half a Revelark, which actually, if you're flickering stuff, is pretty good. I mean, it gets power 1, not toughness, frustratingly, so we can't even get back our like Bomb Ninja. But they probably not on purpose. Grave Shifter, it's a grave digger, but it's any creature type, which is pretty cool. Soul Herder, which is a very cool flickering creature. I'm pretty liking my Astral Slide, Vesperlark, Soul Herder deck here. Ranger Captain of Eos. I think this card's going to be a bit of a sleeper hit for Modern Legacy in some decks. It's a human soldier that allows you to search for 1-drops, and it also stops your opponent from casting non-creature spells in their turn. So you can sack it to stop them from casting non-creature spells that turn, like when there's a miracle trigger for Terminus on the stack, or when they're casting comboing off like Stormwood. We've got a Snow-Covered Forest, so we still haven't got the full set, no Snow-Covered Plains yet, but we did get a foil Secluded Step. So we've hit 3 foils out of 5 packs so far. So there might be 1 in every pack, but the foil hit rate anecdotally seems pretty good. I feel like I'm going to be in blue-white. Our rares are there. We've got some cards that I really want to play with. Build around uncommon. I guess we'll see shortly, won't we? And the last one. Elephant Token. And then we've got, another Seb McKinnon. Yes, Soul Herder. That is probably one of my favourite arts in the set. It's not quite Seb's like blue mill spell that he's done for this set, which is like just on a whole another level. With this, it's weirdly like apocalyptic. These people are like running, they're fleeing from this sun-headed spirit thing. It's so good. So good. It's my favourite art card I've opened so far. Tree Folk Umbra. Mana Ward. Oh yes, with Astral Slide that can be pretty good. Goblin War Potty. Rank Officer. Martyr's Soul. There's our 3/2 convoke creature that pumps your board. No, it counts on itself, sorry. It counts on itself. Yeah. Winding Way to go and find all your lands and creatures. Scour all possibilities. Cool art. Unearth, I think is going to make waves in Modern. Phantasmal Form. Segovian Angel. Dismantling Blow. Undead Augur, pretty cool. Tribute Mage. Oh, another Mythic. Kess Dissident Mage. That's pretty good. Don't think I'm going to be playing in my sealed pool. We'll see what the pool looks like, but that card is absolute gas. And then we've got a Snow-Covered Plains. So we actually finished the set. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Right, let's do a bit of a review and then I'll talk through some cards that I think are good. And then you guys and girls at home can tell me what you think I should build. Right, I've had a little look through the pool. Let's discuss it a little bit here. Now, these are our gold cards. I don't normally start with gold, but that's just where I'm starting today. Collected Country is unplayable. I haven't counted my sorcery count. So maybe there's a Collected Country deck you can build, but I just don't think I can play that today. So I'm going to put that to the side. I might be wrong. Please tell me in the comments section below if you think I'm wrong. Kess is by far the best and most powerful of these gold cards, considering it's a mythic. So that kind of makes sense, right? We've got Abominable Tree Folk, Soul Herder, Nature's Chant, Lava Belly Sliver, and Munition Expert. Now, Munition Expert's good if we're in Goblins, and Slivers is good, and Lava Belly Sliver's good if we're in Slivers, but I don't think we're in those, but we'll have a look shortly. Nature's Chant is a sideboard card, but it's versatile to be cast both green and white, so it's a card that we might end up playing. So I'm going to put it over here. Soul Herder is a build-around flicker creature. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature you control, then return that back to the battlefield under your owner's control. So we want good ETB abilities with this, so we're going to have a look through our cards for good ETBs. Abominable Tree Folk has a good ETB. It enters the battlefield and it taps down Frost Breaths, as I call it, a creature. It taps it down and then freezes that creature in place. It also has power to equal to another snow permanent you control. So we have one snow-covered island and one snow-covered forest, or 2 snow-covered forests, should I say. Let's have a look at that, actually. Yeah, so maybe we might end up in 3 colours perhaps as we go into this, but we'll see. So we have snow-covered basics at the very least. But it means it's never going to be very big, unless you have a lot of snow-covered creatures. I'm going to leave blue and white to the end, because I think they are definitely our best colours. If we look at red first, Plainbound Accomplice is just bad. We have no Planeswalkers, so it's just a 1/3 for 3. If our deck really needs a 1/3 for 3, then sure, but I think maybe our deck's bad if we're in that position. Now looking through our rare, we got Pyrohemia, which is a targeted sorcery removal spell that makes cowards unable to block, which basically makes all changelings unable to block. And it makes any creature turn into a coward by any coward effects in the set. So I believe there's at least 1 in white. There's like a passive that turns a creature into a 0/1 coward. So Pyrohemia seems pretty good. This stops creatures from blocking, and when you cycle it, it also stops a singular creature from blocking. So it's a cycle card. So I'm going to put it there, but I don't know if we're playing this. It's a 5 mana removal spell, instant speed with Delve. That's pretty strong, so I'm going to put that in the playable red pile. This again is also very playable, but I don't know if it's good enough to make us play red. This is a 3 mana 2/2 that says we can sack a creature, and so end of turn it becomes a 4/4 dragon with haste. 3 mana 2/2 with the sack out there? Seems fine. It's going to go in our maybe pile. These are our definite reds, this is our maybe pile. Geomancer's Gambit. Destroy target land, its control may search the library for a basic land card and put it to battle, then shuffle the library, draw a card. This is a pauper Tron killer. This is not for limited. Then we've got a 7 mana 4/4 that costs less for lands in graveyards. And it's still 4/4 flower, I guess. A haste exalted 0/1. Okay. That seems fine. This is a very good treachery. Goblin War Pod is pretty strong. We have 2 of those. They make 3. You get to make 3 goblins, or give your team +1/+1 on haste, or at the end of the game, if you've got 7 mana, you just wreck them by pumping your whole team and smashing in with all these goblins. So they're definitely playable as well. So our red isn't bad. Lava Darts, not great. I mean, if there's lots of X ones, then fine. And Reckless Charge is, again, fine. So our red has got some very strong cards, but also not a lot of depth. Also, playing red doesn't give us literally any bombs, barring maybe a 4/4 fly, if you count that. And our rares aren't good enough to be bomby, so I'm not sure if I want to be in red. But again, tell me if I've misconstrued or misunderstood any of those cards there as well. Spelling Elk's a weird one. It's a 4 mana 4/2 that gains Trample and Vigilant, Trample and Indestructible if another creature in the battlefield this turn. So if you're curving out and beating face, this is a 4/2 Trampling Indestructible creature the majority of the time. It seems pretty good. However, it's not a Snow Elk, which is kind of annoying. We have a Snow Worm here, which has Trample, 4/4 for 5, which is perfectly fine rate. Then it also gets +X/+X, where X is the number of snow opponents you control for 4 mana. So it can actually have a huge upside. Now, this is what draws me to green, but I don't think it's good enough to put us in green. Springbloom Druid is a 1/1 for 3 that when it enters the battlefield, it harrows. So this is Harrow. Harrow says when you cast it, it's like a land as additional cost, and you search the library with 2 basics to put it into play. So there's ETBs. When it enters the battlefield, you sack a basic land and search for 2 others. It's a 1/1, so it plays well with a Velaspark in white. It's got a good flickery ETB to ramp us and fix us, but the problem is, to fix us, you need to be in base green. So it's good, but I don't know if it's good enough to make us be in green. We've got a 1/2 for 3 with Reach that makes another 1/2 spider enter the battlefield. Again, that is pretty good. A 4 mana make a 3/3 with Rebound, so you make 2 3/3s over 2 turns. Not bad at all, pretty good. Untapping a Snow opponent makes this a 2 mana 2/2 mana dog almost. Mongoose I think is bad and limited, so we can put that over here. We're not going to play that. +2/+2 combat trick with buyback I think is actually in the okay pile. If you're in green, you play it, but I don't think you play green because of it. Winding Way allows us to find lands and creatures, but again, I don't think that makes us play green. And Tree of Umber makes your creature fight with its back end, but also makes its back end bigger. And it has Totem Armor, so again, that's okay, but I don't think we play it because of that. So again, we've got quite good green cards, but I think the set just has good cards in general for limited. So a lot of these cards are good, but not good enough to make you play green. So we have Rank Officer in black, which is a 3/1 for 4, that if you discard a card like an excess land, you get another 2/2. You can also exile a creature card from your graveyard to make each opponent lose 2 lives. So it actually happens in a board swap. I think this card's actually generally quite good. We've got Undead Augur, which is a zombie blood artist that only triggers on itself or zombies. And then I think we've run out of zombies. We've got Graveshifter, which is a shapeshifter. So it's also a zombie among other things, but it's the only other zombie in our black here. And then we have our only other sliver we've seen in the pool so far. There's 2/2, which gives all slivers on Earth for 2. Great. Can I put that over there? Doesn't seem too good. I mean, it's a 2/2 with an Earth for 2, so it's not terrible, I guess. And then we've got Mob, and we've got Umazara's Charm, both of which are versatile, powerful cards. This kills anything unconditionally, so it can kill most bombs. And this allows us to be a combat trick, where we can pump our creature, minus their creature, kill an X1, or just gain 2 life in a pinch, I guess. I quite like it. I wouldn't want more than 1 in the deck, probably, but I think it's fine. It's worth a singular card, I guess. And I've got Diabolic Edict that we probably play, but it just doesn't seem too hot and limited. What Witch, a 3/2 for 3, like scries when things die, so I guess I'd play that as well if I was in it. And then we just got little random things that are okay. We've got like the Hellbent Spectre, that when it's Hellbent, they just got a card at random. Seems great, but being Hellbent limited kind of sucks. I'm saying that. I've spoken like a true player who hates to play an aggro curve, right? And then we've got a 6/3 ninjutsu and a 3/3 ninjutsu that makes them indestructible. Unearth, Ransack the Lab, Shatter Assumptions is terrible. Return from Extinction. I mean, Return from Extinction is fine at 2 mana actually, to be fair. Get a creature card back from your graveyard, but I'm not excited to play it. I think our black is borderline unplayable. Right, then we come to the good she-wolves, as Shakira once said. So, in blue, we have our Mist Syndicate Nargot. It's going to copy itself and make loads of copies of itself and get people. Then we have a 2 mana tap a creature, but if we control another snow permanent, and it's a snow permanent itself, bearing in mind, so it triggers other snow mechanics. That creature does not untap and it controls untap steps. So it's conditional claustrophobia. Then we have a flying 4/3 for 6 that cycles, and when you cycle it, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Seems perfectly reasonable. Eye-Kite is a 2-mana 1/2 that gets +2/+0 if I've drawn more than one card, or more than 2 cards or more, should I say, this turn. So if you're cycling, it's actually a 3/2 the majority of the time, which seems pretty good for 2 mana. Watcher from Tomorrow is a 2-mana 2/1 that Hideaway. So when it enters the battlefield, you put a card from the top of your library under it, from the top 4 cards, and then when it dies, you get that card into your hand. So it's just card advantage on a body, and if you're flickering it, you're just drawing cards. This crab only mills 2 when you put a snow permanent into play, but at the same time, like, mill is an option. It's also a 0/4, so we can slow our opponents down so we can grind them out. So I think I'd play this. We've also got Fairy Wizard for 1 mana, 1/1 flyer that scrolls 2 and ETBs. Now we can search this off of another card, our Ranger Captain of Eos. We can bring it back with our Velaspark, and it's got an alright ETB value ability as well. So I think, I wouldn't normally play 1/1s for 1, but I think these cards may be a trap and a push me down that road. But yeah, I think I'm going to play Fairy Seer. Then we have our 5 mana 3/2 Flash Flying Bird. Now, it has Flash, so we can keep counter magic up if we play any of the counter magic we've opened. And when it enters the battlefield, if you control another snow permanent, exile target permanent other than Blizzard Strix, and return that card to the battlefield on its owner's control at the beginning of the next step, it Flicker Wisps things. This is a 5 mana 3/2 Snow Flash Flicker Wisp. And if you know me, Flicker Wisps are kind of one of my favourite things to do in Magic. Smoke Shroud is a 2 mana +1/+1 and gives flying. But when a ninja enters the battlefield, we can turn from the graveyard, attach that ninja. Now the only other ninja we've got in blue is this one, the Phantom Ninja, which I'm going to play, so I don't think we can play that Shroud. I don't think it's good enough. However, Exclude has Teferi in the flavor text, so it must be an annoyingly good control card. Counter the creature spell and draw a card seems strong and limited. We've got Mana War, which is probably one of our best flicker targets. 3 mana into end of turn, transform 2 things into 3/3s and draw a card. Yeah, I'll draw a card. And we've got Tribute Mage, which searches for 2 CMC artifacts. Now, I don't think we've got anything that we want to get off that. We've got Lesser Mastercore, and we've got Amorphous Axe. I mean, Amorphous Axe is okay. It gives +3/+0 on a flyer. That's probably a way to kill someone. So we might end up playing that combo. The combination, should I say. It's hardly a combo, is it, Vince? On the upside as well, we've got 2 of the white Secluded Steppe cycling land and 1 Lonely Sandbar cycling land. We have 3 cycling lands in these colours. So that helps with what I'm coming to next. So we have Ranger Captain of Eos. It's a 3/3 for 3 that lets us go find our fairy, for example, so we get some value out of it. The sack effect probably won't matter in limited, but a 3/3 for 3 that finds another body seems pretty good. Speaking of bodies it can find, we've got a 1/1 flying Vigilant Angel for 1, Segovian Angel. Again, I probably wouldn't play this outside of having synergies, so with the Velaspark and with the Captain, I'm going to play it. A Sliver with First Strike seems alright, to be fair. Then the 3 mana 3/2 with Convoke that gets bigger if we have no untapped lands. It's a fine card to convoke out of the big guy. Or we can just flicker it when we've got untapped lands with like our Soul Herder, for example. And end of turn it comes back as a big old dude. Or 2/1 for 3 mana, or evoke for 2, flying creature. So that's already not too bad. And when it leaves the battlefield, return target creature with power 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that means that it returns our Angel, and it could return our Sprite as well. Or our Eye-Kite. Or our Iceberg Cantress. Then we've got Astral Drift, which is just a flicker spell at worst, or an enchantment that helps us flicker more, if at best. The only problem is we only have, like, including itself, 5 flicker spells? But I mean, 3 mana flicker creature seems fine. Like, I enjoy playing those kind of cards. Let's give it a shot. And then we've got another flicker spell. We've got a 2 mana 2/2 for 2, which we might end up playing for another creature. We've got an enchantment here, which when it gives a creature +1/+1 vigilance, but when it ends the battlefield, it manifests a creature. And if we can flicker that creature, we can flicker it upright. And then we've got Shelter and Reprobation as potentially playable removal and protection spell to draw a card. Dismantling Blow for the sideboard. Stirring Address, I can't tell if that's good enough. I mean, at 6 mana, it could just kill our opponent, right? So I'd probably play that. And it is an instant too, so you can either overload it for the win or use it as a decent combat trick. And then you've got answered prayers, which I guess gives quite a lot of life for a flicker creature now. So what do you think? What do you think of my pool? What do you think of my assessment? Would you play some sort of amalgamation of green or blue white here? Would you try and force the green splash? Would you just force Kess? Let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, there's a link down below as well if you want to see the cards I've opened more clearly for you to sort of look at and have a think over. As always, I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. Please like the video. If you've enjoyed this idea of actually getting to see the sealed pool before you see the gameplay tomorrow, then please like the video because it helps a lot. Drop me a comment below with your thoughts on the set and what I've opened. And I'll see you all in the next video tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.